There are various organizations, a lot of them religious, some of them political, that like to create little scripts of talking points. You ask a question and the person returns with you make a statement and the person returns with the obvious question that they would ask in response to that statement. And then you give them an answer. And then you make another statement and they give the obvious objection. And the problem with this is the person who you're trying to convert to your way of thinking has absolutely no idea where you're coming from or where it's going with this. And I've had at least 2 examples of this in my life. The first one I had was with my grandmother, my grandma Stauffer, who went to be with the Lord about 26 years ago, about the turn of the millennium. And she called me over one time, and I went over there and I talked to her. Jerry Falwell spoke to the Moonies. And I didn't really respond to that because, that was a big deal about 30 years ago in Christian circles. If you don't know who the Moonies are, don't care. Anyway, do you know who the Moonies are? Yeah, we got Moonies at school. You do? Yeah, we got Matt, we got Ryan. That wasn't what she was talking about. She was talking about the Reverend Sun Ming Moon. And I was just as shocked as you were. Wasn't shocked. And it just kind of went off the rails from there. And that's how these always go. And that a few years later, I ran into Bubba at work. Bubba was a character. He was Christian. He was a good guy. He was a little nuts. And anyway, he was a follower of the Dr. Peter S. Ruckman, who was a King James Bible onlyist. And he had his little script. I think he actually brought the paper with him. Because Ruckman gave literature on this crap. And it is crap. I like the King James. I know a lot of people aren't smart enough to read it. Now, the King James Bible's the only true Bible because it doesn't have a copyright. Okay. Now, you asked me about the Crown copyright. The what? Anyway, that doesn't count. But it's almost a liturgy that goes wrong. It's kind of the way you would talk to children. Hey, kids! Hey, fat guy! Let's sing a little bit. No. It's just kind of an interesting thought that Grandma, Moonies, Bubba, Dr. Ruckman, and the KJV don't expect the person to give the answer that you expect because you'll look really silly and you'll just confuse and annoy them. You gotta know the person. You gotta know what they know. You can't assume anyone knows what you're talking about. Nobody has ever any idea what I'm talking about.